Here's why your arms aren't growing even though you're doing everything that you can. Now, everybody wants big arms. It's like the number one thing that people want in the gym. They just want to look jacked. It's the first thing that a lot of people notice when they look at someone is their big arms. So here's exactly how to fix the problem of your arms not growing. The chances are you're doing at least a couple of these. Now, if you can't grow your arms in particular, the first thing you should be doing is putting your arm movements at the very start of your workout. I know it seems like a very simple fix, but I promise you that it'll work if you're not doing it already, because it just makes complete sense to do. Like if you're doing your arms later on in a workout, they're not going to be as fresh compared to doing them at the start of the workout, meaning that they're already slightly fatigued from other movements like chest movements and back movement, and they're just simply not getting the same amount of attention that other muscle groups are. So putting them at the start means that they're completely fresh going into the workout, meaning you're going to put more energy into them and the more likely you're going to progress in your movements. Yes, obviously this means that your arms are going to be more fatigued going into other movements, but by definition your arms are priority here, meaning that you want them to grow more than anything else. So this is the best thing that you can do. Doing this, you absolutely should see some progression in your movements. But this does not mean doing a dedicated arm day. Look, I know a lot of people got massive doing dedicated arm days, and I'm not saying that it doesn't work, because it absolutely does. I'm saying that they got big in spite of doing arm days. There's just better ways to go around this issue. Like, if your arms aren't growing, the chances are that you're not progressing on these movements, and it's likely a recovery issue. You're probably just doing too much volume on your arms to begin with, which, you know, most people are doing 90% of people are doing too much volume. Doing a dedicated arm day is going to lead to a bigger fatigue and recovery issue, and there's just no way that someone needs a dedicated arm day. If anything, lowering the volume is going to help here, because you need to manage your fatigue better for your arms. Which leads me to my next point, which is volume. People already just do too much volume in every lift. I mean, it's just true. Like, if you look around the gym, you will probably see people hogging certain machines and dumbbells for a very long time. They end up doing like 5 sets. And then, in addition, they're just not training hard enough during those sets. You may also realize that the people that you've just been watching haven't made much progress in a very long time. It's crucial to get the right amount of volume for you specifically. Most people do not need to be doing any more than 3 to 6 sets per muscle group per session. 6 is still a lot. Like, for example, I do 2 sets of preacher curls for my biceps, and that's literally it. Please keep in mind I'm also counting my back movements since they involve elbow flexion, which is what the biceps do. So if you're doing 4 sets per exercise and doing multiple exercises for your biceps, you're doing too much. Doing 1 to 2 exercises max with 1 to 2 sets each will be perfectly fine. Another reason why your arms aren't growing is because you're not progressively overloading, and this is crucial for muscle growth. In order to grow in the gym, you have to progressive overload, which means consistently getting more weight on the bar or doing more reps as often as you can. If you're not trying to consistently get more weight or reps, you're just not going to grow. In order to build muscle, you need to challenge yourself and do more than you did last time. And when you're a beginner, you can progressively overload very, very often. Like, some people are even lucky enough to be able to do more weight and more reps on the session. And then as you get more advanced, the progression falls off, and some people even struggle to get 1 more rep every couple of weeks if you're very, very advanced. But if you train hard and push yourself, you're going to see growth. Next point is your effort. Now, effort is the single-handedly most important thing when it comes to building muscle in the gym. You don't get big without effort or training hard, and it's just that simple. Like, if you look at a big guy, he has been training hard for years. He didn't stop when it hurt or had some lactic acid buildup. He was training till he had 0 to 2 reps in the tank. So many people don't train hard enough. They think they're training hard enough. They think when they have 1 rep left in the tank, they have 1 rep left in the tank, but in reality they've got like 5. I promise you that you're more capable than you think. If you think you're done, you've probably got a few more reps to go. As you get more advanced, you will get better at gauging how close you are to failure. And I know that many people just go straight to failure in every set because it completely eliminates the guessing game. You can do whatever you want to do, just keep in mind that going to failure every set is going to make you more fatigued. The bottom line is just train harder and push yourself. Now, exercise selection is also incredibly important, because the bicep is just a simple muscle. Like, all it does is really just flex the elbow, and that's pretty much it. It also does supination, but we don't really need to worry about that. You can also not bias different heads of the bicep. No matter what people say, you just can't. So in essence, every single bicep movement is the same. So if you want to do a dumbbell curl, if you want to do a barbell curl, if you want to do a cable curl, you can do whatever the fuck you want. It's really not going to make that much of a difference. Pick one and progress it for as long as you can. You might get to a point where you stall on an exercise. If you've exhausted every other possible factor, like a couple of them are like, are you sleeping right? Is your nutrition right? Is your effort right? Is your mindset right? If all of these factors are dialed in and you're still not progressing, that is when I would consider changing to another variation. If you're going into the gym and just winging it and you're not really knowing what you're doing until you get to the gym, you're not taking it seriously enough. You need to have a program and you need to stick to it as consistently as possible. Alright, so I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. And if you're interested in one-on-one online coaching or training guys, check out my website at scottcreasypt.com. Okay, thanks. Have a good one.